With the increasing rate of COVID-19 in Nigeria, it has become clear that we must take our personal hygiene very seriously. One of the precautionary measures is the use of face masks. However, experts have argued that within the context of COVID-19, all materials including personal protective equipment (PPE) used for the purposes of treatment of COVID-19 are considered an infectious waste.
When we talk about infectious waste, it's a waste that is coming from healthcare facilities. This waste is contaminated with pathogens. These pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms. So within the concept of this COVID-19, that is the coronavirus disease, we have the isolation centers. So these isolation centers take care of those infected. So the waste that is being generated from these isolation centers are considered as infectious wastes. One other aspect of this healthcare waste that is not emanating from the isolation center, which is also a serious issue now, has to do with the personal protective equipment we use whenever we go out. When we go into the public, people are expected to wear their face masks. So people are in the habit of just removing and throwing away the face masks anyhow. So when you do that, you end up recycling most of these pathogens. So there is need for people to observe strict regulations to do with this face masks. When you remove it, you're supposed to fold it in such a way that you find a bag where you can put it, seal it before you put it into any waste collection container.
While the government has made the use of face masks mandatory in public places, individuals must be careful where they get their masks from, especially from street hawkers.
It's risky to buy face masks and use it without treating it, because we also got a report that people pick up this face mask, they test it, someone even tested up to 5. And say, no, I don't like this one, and he takes another one, I don't like this one. So I just urge you journalists to hype it. Nigerians should avoid buying on the street. They just buy and you wear it. No. If they buy the one that's made of cloth, that is washable, please wash it and sterilize it before you use it.
If you go out and you decide to buy a face mask, you pick it and you test it in the first place before wearing the face mask. One of the recommendations is for one to wash his hands with soap. To make it clean, if there is no soap, one can use the hand sanitizer to rub on his hands to ensure that the hands are disinfected before even put it on. So if you go on to just pick it like that, first of all, there's tendency that you yourself are going to contaminate the face masks in the first place. So by so doing, you may get infected.
Within the context of the global pandemic of COVID-19, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control recognizes the decontamination of surfaces using disinfectants. However, not all disinfectants are employed, rather those with antiviral activities such as chlorine and alcohol-based.
There is need for the disinfection of all these surfaces, especially places where any of these patients that are detected. So when that person is taken to any isolation center, there's need for the decontamination of some of these places. Likewise, public places, there's also the need for one to strictly know how to prepare the right concentration of the chemicals. So we spell out how to prepare the concentration. There's also the need for one to know how to dispose of the spent packages of these chemicals.
Apart from scaling up medical interventions, people need to be well informed of the various measures to break the transmission cycle, including physical or social distancing, restrictions of movement, and the necessity of maintaining thorough personal hygiene.
COVID-19 is a reality. It's a world pandemic. It's wreaking havoc all over the world. So it's a common enemy. We have to come together in order to fight it. one of the ways of fighting COVID-19 is to break the chain of communication. This can only be done if all of us decide to stay at home, make sure you isolate yourself, stop going to public places.
Remember, COVID-19 is not a death sentence, so submit yourself for testing if need be. Take responsibility and stay at home. Therefore, our focus on Weekend Deal today will be on COVID-19 and matters arising.